Hi, I'm Haley. I love thrifting and DIY, and I've been seeing these arch benches everywhere, so I had to try it for myself. The first thing we're gonna do is wrap the bench in a layer of foam and a layer of batting. So let's turn this over. And the foam will just measure to fit exactly around the bench. And it's okay if you need more foam if it doesn't wrap all the way around, because we'll just hot glue it together, and it doesn't matter if it's perfect on this layer because the batting will smooth everything out. We're just gonna cut this out. And the foam is pretty thick, so it's faster to pull the foam tight. Now I'm going to hot glue these two pieces together so that it's the right length. So now we're gonna place everything on top of the batting, and you want this to be pulled really tight. You don't want any extra space with the batting and the foam. So when we do this, this is even on this side, but now we actually have a little bit of extra over here. So I'm gonna chop off this end to make sure we have no extra space. So when you're sourcing your bench, you also don't need one that's already rounded at this corner. The foam is gonna create that rounded waterfall edge anyway, so if you have just a straight bench, that works perfectly. And then after we've cut out our foam, we're gonna wrap it all in the batting. What the batting is going to do is it's going to smooth out all of our edges, and it's also gonna keep everything intact. But this is really helpful because it doesn't matter so much that we had to hot glue the end over there, or if your cuts aren't exactly perfect, because this is going to smooth everything out in the end. So now I'm just going to cut some of this excess batting off before we wrap it all together. And again, this part doesn't matter if it's perfect either. Okay, now we're gonna staple all of this together. And the most important thing here is, again, just keeping it really, really tight. Pull the batting up and over. And then using an electric stapler to keep it in place. So now that those two sides are done, we're gonna wrap the outer edges in too. And then this, I'm just going to find places to make pleats so that it's not super bunchy. So we'll fold in here. Staple it. Okay, now we'll just trim off some of this excess. It might take you a couple tries to get your bench laid down on the part of the fabric that you want, but essentially what we want to do is just have the fabric wrapped down and around until it meets the top. I'm going to measure the distance here so I know exactly how long to cut on the other side, but you could also just fold it over and eyeball it if you don't have a measuring tape. Before I wrap this in the fabric, I wanted to think strategically through how I'm going to hide the staples. So I'm going to start by cutting 4 sides here, wrapping the fabric in, and then I'll pleat the edges over here. So I'm gonna fold over this first side, and again, it's going to be really, really important here to get it as tight as you can. And we'll staple the first side down. I'm going to add 1 staple in each corner here for now, just to make sure it stays tight. And on this side, we'll just do a fake seam. So we'll do a small fold. So for these sides, we're going to wrap them kind of like a present. So I'll put this side over and then wrap the sides in. But now that we're here, I think we could actually use less fabric so it's less spongy. So I'm gonna pull this out again and make another trim on all 3 of the sides with the scissors. There's going to be some bunchiness, so I'm being strategic about where I want that to be. So some pleats in the corner, and then folding this side in. So we're gonna staple this first side and then fold the other side on top. Now both sides are done, and I learned a lot throughout the process, which is what I love about DIY.